Hey, y'all. I hope you guys are off to a great start to your week. It is Thanksgiving week. Going to have a lot of fun later this week with our families. I certainly hope you will as well. But I am having a particularly good week because the students surprised me with that this morning when I walked in. It's my birthday this week, and so thankful for you students and the way that you gift wrapped my office. And it was actually a awesome surprise. So I've done that to people, but never had it done to me. So great job, great job. Anyways, this is also Family Discipleship Weekend. And let me just hop on the back of what God did yesterday in service. In the way that he used Pastor James to give that message on what exactly it was Jesus was weeping for. He wasn't weeping to empathize, but he was weeping because his heart was broken. That's going to happen throughout the day. I think I have to keep this video now. But God's heart breaks for the lost because he wants to be in fellowship with us as his children. He wants to be in relationship with all of his children. He wants all people to be saved. It even states that in the Bible. Now, is everyone going to be saved? No. But what especially hurts his heart, I have to believe, is when his children who do not know him do not tell the others about this wonderful gift, but instead we keep it to ourselves. And we focus more on what kind of entertainment we're giving to ourselves, how we're entertaining each other, how we're entertaining ourselves, how we're glorifying ourselves with our own programs and other things, rather than focusing on, as we discussed, being the main thing at our retreat, the gospel and the sharing of the gospel, and seeking out those who do not know Jesus and starting conversations with those people to see God do a work in their life. And so, kind of as a practical framework for us to follow, I'm going to be handing out a book this weekend, and it's called The Art of Neighboring. This thing right here, The Art of Neighboring. And so I've got several copies already. I'm ordering more copies, but we're going to be going over that book for the better part of the next year. And God put it on my heart to dig that book up out of my stack of books over there and go through it again. And he put that on my heart probably a couple of months ago, and it has just been amazing to see how God has used that to convict me and bring things up in my life that I need to get right. And not only that, but kind of lead me to the same place that we ended up this weekend, and really remembering who it is that we are here for. It's for God's glory. It's for us to make him known, right? That we are here. And so one of the main questions that we're going to talk about this weekend deals with the greatest command. And we went through that sometime back when we went through Deuteronomy chapter 6. And in that chapter, the greatest command is given as love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and all your strength. And love your neighbor as yourself, right? And so many times we can either get too focused on one or the other, or we are not doing one, so we can't do the other, so on and so forth. But we know who God is, right? We know who God is. We're able to direct our love towards him, direct our worship towards him. But who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor, right? There's a quote from this book that has stuck with me is, when you aim at everything, you'll hit nothing. When you aim at everything, you will hit nothing. And all that is to say, many times when we answer the question, who is my neighbor? Oftentimes we say, well, everyone's my neighbor. I'm supposed to love everybody. Well, yeah, you are. But if you're so busy trying to love everybody around you, all the people in your life, then you are not going to really love any of them, or at least not in an effective way, not in a genuine way. And so I want to challenge you all to really think about that question: who is my neighbor? And really take a literal approach, because that's where this book is going. That's where this book is going. It's going to lay out the framework of, many times we think about who is my neighbor, but we miss out on our actual neighbors, the people that are living right next door to us, whether you live in a house on a 5-acre lot, or you live in a neighborhood in a suburban area, or you live in an apartment. We all have neighbors, right? We all have neighbors. And so, um, really want to challenge you to get to know your neighbors, number one. Number two, actually, number one, grab a book, read chapter one. Number two, get to know your neighbors. And number three, really think about that question: who is my neighbor? How am I loving them? How am I trying to be involved in their life and know what's going on so I can be intentional in loving them, right? But all of that to say, we're not going to meet this weekend, as it is Thanksgiving weekend. So enjoy your time with your family. But please, this Sunday, pick up a copy of this book, go through chapter one, and we'll follow up on that at another point. But love you guys, mean it, and I hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. See you later.